Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be working on creating some trousers for this piece. So let's get started on this. So I'm going to start by creating, I think the first thing is to create the band. Let's start by creating the band for the trouser. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle in here about twice the size, almost twice the size of this waist, something more or less like so. Okay, I'm still using the previous file for the shirt, so that's how I still have the materials in here. So this is a good start, but it's a bit tricky here though. It's kind of get this to kind of band around this, but I'm going to show you a trick to kind of do that. So what I'm going to do is to divide this in two. Okay, let me do something like this first. Let me shrink this back in around somewhere around here. Okay, then I'll make a duplicate of this with sewing, symmetry with duplicate. Let me put this, set this around here. Okay, and I'll push this to the back around here. I need to flip the normals for this. So let's see, flip normal. Okay, I'll select this to, I think if I extend one, I should extend the other one. So extending out the wrong direction though, since because they are flipped, so they are extending out the opposite direction. This looks too wide. Okay, I'll select this piece. Select this, bring this close around here. Probably raise this a bit higher. Let me raise this to the two of them a bit higher. They're not even on the same, not really on the same. A bit higher and closer. Okay, so I'm going to stitch the ends. Let me just stitch the end. I'm going to stitch the end with, let me do that with segments sewing. So they're kind of crossing themselves. I don't want them to cross. So I'm going to reverse that sewing. Oh yeah, it's affecting the other side too. That's fine because we have them, they're symmetrical. So let's simulate this. Awesome. This is looking good. Right where I want it. Alright, so it is in here now. Let me see if this is tight enough. It's not very tight, so I need to shrink these two in just to make them a bit tighter. Then I am going to, let's see, get the best to, I'm going to merge their points, the edges to themselves. Let me select just this edge. Now do a merge. Okay, around this. Ouch, that seems to explode. Wonder why that exploded. Again, probably that's not the best idea. Probably that's not the best idea. Okay, I think I know why. Let's try this. If this doesn't work, then I'll just take this back to the way it was before. So I think I need to do another segment. So this part to this end. So let me run the simulation again. Yes, better. Working correctly now. Except is now I don't even know which one is even the front and what's the back. That should be the back. Let me just rotate this back in. So I have that I have that in place now. Just rotated them. This part where it gets merged in. Let me look for a better place to put that. Maybe to the back. Let me move this to the back or to the front. Let me just leave this at the front. Let me see where this is. I'm gonna check where that connecting point is. So let me just use this kind of figure out where that is. So this is this part. Okay. From the looks of it, I think this might be an issue later on. This is going to be an issue later on. Later on, this is going to be problematic later. When I start creating this separate piece for the front trousers and for the back, creating the drafting and the pattern for the front and for the back, sewing them up is going to be an issue. Sewing them up is definitely going to be an issue. So I'm going to undo this all the way back before I add this merged in. So just to make things a bit easier. So I'm going to undo a few times. Okay, so all the way here. So we have them separated. So now this is the back piece. I'll just put the back piece around here. This will kind of help me keep things more organized and know where to fix things up. This is the front and this is the back, so that's fine. Okay, so this is the pattern for the trousers. So let's start cutting things in. So I'm going to start with the front. So we have the front. This is the front. This is the front part of the trousers. Okay, so I think I would use the polygon. The polygon should work just fine for this. I think I need to raise these guys up a bit more. These two, just put them up here. Then we have something like so. Hold down shift. Think. Let me click a dot in here. Then kind of make this angled in here. Something a bit angled like so. Okay. Something. Okay, it should work. Something angled here also. And I'll just connect this to the starting points. Still need to make a lot of adjustment on this though, but this looks fine for a starting point. So let me start making adjustment to this. Shift this closer. No, I really want to adjust that point. Let me select only that point. Hold down shift and bring this closer. Select this to hold down, select this point, hold down shift and bring this closer also. Somewhere around here I believe should be fine. Then this feels way too high though. This piece feels way too high, so let me drag this down, hold down shift and drag this down. Then this one should be, let me drag this down around here, and I'll convert this point to curve. Okay, no, don't do that. Convert this curve, this point to curve. The curve is supposed to be a bit higher, not this down, not down so down like so. So let me see if I can raise it up around here. Select this, and shrink this. Put this somewhere, something around here should be fine. Yeah, somewhere around here should be fine. This point, let me just angle this like here. This part feels too curved, just way too curved. Let's see if we can push this out. Okay. Select these points. Don't know if this is good enough. Get these points down a bit more. Maybe it's too down. Just trying to find the right balance for this. I think somewhere around here seems fine. Yes, something like it should be fine. Yeah, more or less. Okay. So I'll select this, and I would select. Let me just move this in place. No, it feels a bit longer than it should. Well, anyways, we can always adjust that. If it's not looking right. Okay, so I will do a mirror symmetry pattern with sewing to the other side. Okay, let me bring this closer like so. Alright, I believe I can use the same piece for the back. I can definitely use the same piece for the back. A bit more adjustment to it though. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to do a copy and paste here. Okay, then I'm going to adjust this. Can I flip this? Flip horizontal. Yes, perfect. Now extend this, push this, hold down shift and push this out. I need to make some corrections to this. Like for one, adjusting, bringing this down a bit more, and even forward. Back out. Should this even be, no. I want to select only these points. No, I want to select only these points. Should it really be angled like this? I'm not so sure. I'm not entirely sure, but let's see. Select this point and extend this, hold down shift and extend this out a bit more. Let's see. They're almost pretty much at the same point though. Let me just respect the pattern. Let me just respect this pattern. Let me respect the pattern as much as I can. So I don't go off the rails and then notice that it's not working the way I want it to. Okay. I think we can start sewing things. Okay, not yet. So let's do a mirror for this. So I'll do a mirror with symmetry pattern around here. Okay, so let's select these two. Get this there at the back. Push this for they look somewhat wide. No, I'll just leave it the way. Let me leave it the way it is for now. For now. If there's any correction to be made, I can always correct that. And it's supposed to come down more or less like so. Use this out. Okay, so now we're going to do a lot of sewing now. This is going to be a lot of sewing. So let's start by sewing. So we have the front. These two will be for this front. So I think I'll do something like, let's start with the freehand sew. The freehand sew from this point to this point. No, it's supposed to be at the other side. This point is at this side, so it's supposed to be this other point, yes, from here. From this point all the way to this point. Okay? I'll need to reverse this obviously, so reverse. Then back to the freehand sewing. Oh, this is an issue. I have an issue in here. Let me break symmetry on this. I want to break symmetry. I want to remove the link, symmetry linking, remove linking editing. Remove linking. So this one goes in here. And I need to remove this. Select this and remove delete sewing. Then with freehand sewing, I would hold the way here, hold the way here, and then I would obviously reverse that sewing. Reverse sewing. Okay, let me show you guys what I just did. They actually reversed. This is going to be an issue. Let me see if I can show you guys what I mean. If I stretch this out, you can see how is on the 3D view is kind of twisted the opposite side, kind of crossing themselves. I don't want this to cross, so I need to kind of reverse that in here. Let me just reverse. Reverse. Okay, seems fine now. Funny how it's crossing here in 2D view, but it's not crossing here in the 3D view. And the 3D view is like our main view to kind of see whether or not it is sew properly. So let's just reverse this. Yes, that seems fine. think now I can use the segment so and so this to this. Okay, that's fine. We won't sew this to this. No, you shouldn't do that. This piece should go. Sewing this piece should be one of the sewing this should be like this to the back piece. So let's do that. I think this piece all the way. Let me do this from the 3D view so it feels much, so you guys can understand what I'm doing. So this piece, yeah, this soon. That's fine. Then let me make sure that there are no issues. Okay, yeah, with symmetry turned on, you did a very good job for the other part also. So that's completely this is exactly what we want. They're saying to themselves, that's exactly what we want. Then this piece, let me do this from the 3D view. So this piece, okay, that seems fine. Yeah, that seems fine. Then obviously sew this to this. They're actually crossing at the back, so I don't want them to cross, so I'm going to reverse sewing on that. Okay, so now for the back, let's sew, let's sew this up. So with the freehand sewing, I'll select this all the way to this. Let's see where that connects. Okay, it should be this part. Let me see where okay, this is the part now I just did freehand sewing for. So yeah, from this point all the way to this point. It's crossing the 2D view, but it's not crossing on the 3D view, which is fine. So on the 3D view is like our main view for this. So this to this, then this to, man, we're not getting an okay. So this Z crossing is not crossing. That's fine. So this is going to be a lot of sewing up. I think everything should be fine. Everything should be fine. So let's hit the simulate and let's see what that gives us. Okay, everything seems to work correctly though, but too tight. These are really tight pants. We don't want it to be this tight. This will work as some kind of leggings or so, but for this we don't want this. We're trying to create like a jean kind of trousers in here, so more or less like a jean kind of trousers in here. So you need to start making a lot of adjustment for this, especially for all this piece. Let me start by extending it outward a bit more, then do a sew. This guy shouldn't be wearing tight jeans, so don't want this guy to be wearing tight jeans. Push this out. Okay, let me just, it even needs to be longer than it is right now. Select all of this again and extend the length down a bit more. Run a simulation for this. Maybe it's down too much. Run a simulation for this. Get in there. We'll just push this down a bit. Run the simulation for this. I think I need to widen out these legs. Need to widen up the legs a bit more. I don't know if I should do an overall resizing of this one more time. I kind of like how this is at the lower part though. Maybe I can just expand this just a little, just a bit more, just a bit more. Now run the simulation again for this. Let's see what we have now. Yeah, I think this should be fine. Yeah, this should work. This should work just fine. This will work just fine. So let me stop the simulation. So I'm going to extend, most especially the fronts, these front parts. So I'm going to select these points. Let me extend this by, okay. Let's see. Let's go somewhere around 3.5. Okay, that's 3.67 though. I believe it affected the other part too. So let's run a simulation for this. You're just entering those boots way too much. I don't want you to enter these boots way too much. I need to push this, pull it out. Cut it in at the back. I need to push this out. Just touching themselves, touching it too much, way too much, and I want it to. Okay, I'm guessing, let me turn off this, let me select the main piece on it. Okay, the offset is ready. Okay, let me put the offsets. Let me put the offsets to something like 1. Then I'll run the simulation again. Let me get this out. Really annoying. Just entering in way too much. It's really annoying. Okay, the foot is actually a separate piece though. I think I'm going to extend this even more. Put this around 2 for just the boots. I hate how this is just entering in way too much. I should probably do this off the recording though. Okay. Let me do this off the record. Okay guys, so after some crazy amount of pushing and pulling, we have this. Okay. And this is fine. Let me stop the simulation for this and do a quick save. So there's still some few things we need to start fixing in here though. Like the pockets for the back and for the front. pockets for the back and for the front. You need to start cutting some things up even more. I think this would be a good time now to create the front. Let's start with the front pockets and the front. Let's start this. Let's do this front zipper too. So yeah, I think it's not all the way to the end now. It's not all the way to the end. So what should I? Okay, let me do this on this side. Let me do this on the on the right hand side rather. So I'll create an internal line. The internal line should start from here all the way here, like so, like so. Issue. Don't really need an internal. I don't really need to connect this all the way though. It doesn't have to connect all the way. You know what? Let me do something else instead. So I'm going to draw. Let me use the polygon now. Let me draw a new shape instead. So to be something like put down shape into like so, like so, like so, all the way to the origin points. Okay, something like this. I need to now just make some adjustments to this. Let me get this in the center. Let me get this. Is there a straight line? Let's get this more like a straight line. Then I will convert this shape to I'll convert this point to a curve. I don't know why anytime I convert to curve, it just stretches way too high. Get this back here. Convert to curve. Now use this to. It doesn't show the name. Why doesn't it show the name quickly? Anytime I use the mouse, it shows the name quickly. So edit curvature. So I'm going to edit this. I'm going to bring this in. Something more or less like this, I guess, should be fine. I'll give this a separate material. Let me give this a separate material. And put this where it should be. Let me check I think that should be, that's too long. Definitely feels too long. Let me raise this up a bit more. Something more or less like so. And bring this closer. Like so. Okay. I want to be sure. Let me just push this very close. I want to be sure of. And it feels too sharp at the end, at the under part, so let me add a curve. Now this is supposed to be like a point, more or less like a point here. Now select that point and angle this down like so. Is there a way I can, let me see if there's a way I can convert these points to a curve without breaking it too much. Shape has been broken up because we don't have, let me make this 15. Make this 15, maybe that should fix the shape up a bit. Trying to get things to look perfect, slightly perfect, not completely perfect though. Okay, something like this should be fine. Okay, so then I'm going to more or less like drag this around here, then create an internal line that should hold it. Let me extend this out. Now more or less create an internal line that should hold it. Something like this. Okay. So let me create an internal line for this. So I'll just try as much as possible to kind of get the angle for this. So enter to apply that. Just want to have something that I can sew it to. Just need to have something I can sew it to. So I think now I can, let me use the freehand sew for this. So this to this, this to this. Okay, let's see what we have here. We need to move this shape outward a bit more. Just to make sure there are no crossing. Okay, there doesn't seem to be any crossing in there though. Doesn't seem to be any crossing. Okay. The same freehand sew all the way here. So this from here all the way here also. Though I can easily create this shape in ZBrush with alphas though, but let me just do it this way. Now they are crossing, so I need to make sure they're not crossing. Reverse sewing. So let's stitch this guy up. Okay, that seems fine. It always seems to be touching. I don't know why it keeps floating out, like it wants to pull out. Don't know why it keeps doing that. You know what? I think I'm just going to use the same freehand sew all the way here. Let me do this here instead. Now sew that in. So it stays on top of it, like so. Alright, that seems fine. Okay, that's fine. So now for the front pockets, this part is going to be a bit tricky. This part is a bit tricky. Okay, this is going to be slightly tricky. So let's kind of cut out where the pockets should be. Let's try and figure out the shape for that. So we can do a sphere. We can do an ellipse for this. Can definitely do an ellipse for this. Okay. Now select this. I more or less kind of get this where I believe the pocket should be. Let's see what we have. Forward a bit more. Let's see if we can modify this. Yes, we can. And get this all the way up like so. Okay, that seems fine. Let me figure out how wide the pocket should be. We forward a bit more. Okay. This bottom part is way too down though. So I'm going to select these points. I'll select these points and just get this up like so. Then push this down. Just trying to eyeball it, kind of figure out how that shape should be. Maybe this is a lot of wasting of time. I should have just drawn sharp lines and then just curve that point, and that should be it. I think I'll just do that instead. So let me just I'll draw another internal line. You know what? Let me delete this. Let me just delete this guy. Delete this. Run the simulation again to get this looking better than it is right now. I think a better way to do it would be to just do something like so. Like so. Hit enter to apply that. Then I will select these points and convert that to a curve. Yep, that was fast. Okay, this is exactly what we want. This is pretty much exactly what we want. Just trying to make sure. I don't know if this is the proportions for me. I'm just trying to figure out if the proportions are right. Maybe the curvature of this and raise this up a bit higher. Okay, yeah, I think this should be fine. Yeah, it should work just fine. It should work just fine. What I'm going to do is to select the internal line. I will do just a cut. We don't want to sew this. Should we sew this in? Let me do a cut and sew. Okay. So I've cut that and sewn that back in, but we don't want to sew that on every part. That's one thing though. We don't want to sew this on every part. Let me just get this out like so. Get this one out like so. I don't want to sew them on every part, so I think so. Let's go to the sewing feature. I don't want to sew them to this part. This part is not supposed to be sewn in, but this other part should be sewn in. This other part should be sewn in, but this curved part should not be sewn in. So I'm going to first of all, let me give it a different material. Let's give it this white. just to separate those out. Okay. So I would go in here to this sewing. Now delete sewing for this. Delete sewing for that. So that should affect the other part also. That should have, yes, it's on both sides, so that is fine. Then this is where it gets a bit tricky. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to use the curve function, the edit curvature, and extend this down a bit more, something more or less like so. Then what I'm going to do now is to select, we'll come in here, select this piece, this also, and this also. I'll select those and I'll just push them out like so. The reason why I'm doing this is because so that when I sew this back together, so when I hit the simulation, this front part should be covering this inner piece. Don't know if let me use bring to fronts for both of them. I don't know if that will do anything. Then I'm going to adjust this lower part. I need to adjust this slightly down a bit more so it kind of enters in even more. Then I'm going to push this to inside, more or less like a bit closer to the skin. More or less like a bit closer to the skin. And I need to do them individually because it feels like it's messing things up. Maybe they are kind of fine the way they are though. Let me just leave it the way it is. I think we already have, let me see, I think we already have gaps in here. Yes, already in here, we already have gap in here, so I'll select these two. Let me just raise them up. And I'll select them individually. Let me push this way. Push this way. Okay, so let me run this. Let me just simulate this now. Let's see what we have. I don't know why they're coming out. Okay, I have an idea. Let me undo that. So what I'm going to do is to pin. I'm going to pin all of this down. Let me bring this up out first. Let me raise this. Can I raise this? Let me move them individually. Raise this out. And I'm going to use the pin feature and pin all of these sides, maybe all the way here, like so. Do the same for this. I don't want to pin. Okay. We pin all of this. Let's see if that will help us. Run a simulation for this. Okay. It's doing something though. This part is just poking out way too much. So undo again. And I need to pin all of this. pin this to. Let's run the simulation again. Okay, that seems to be staying. All of those seems to be staying put now. I think one thing I can do is to I don't know why it just keeps floating out. I don't know why it keeps floating out. It just keeps floating out. I want to extend this forward a bit more. Yeah, better. I think that should affect the other side also. Did it now? I don't think it did. Let me make sure. If from the front view, this looks fine from the front view though. Okay, yeah, so I think the last thing we can do is to fix the back pockets. This one shouldn't be too much of an issue. Let's stop the simulation. Then let's fix this back pocket. So I'm going to be using the internal lines. So I'm going to draw a rectangle instead. Let me draw a rectangle instead. Something more or less like so. Let's see where that's. Oops. I need to bring this up higher. Should be around here. This seems fine, I guess. Maybe push this. No. Did I move anything? I think I did. Let me push this down. Okay, instead of doing that, let me create a point for that. Let me create a point just in the center. Let me select these points and do a split. Split by length. Yes, completely fine. This is completely fine. Uniform split. Let's see. Uniform splits. Just one should be fine. Click OK. So now we have a point right in the center. So I'm going to select that point and just tilt, hold down shift and push this down. I think this should be fine. Yeah, this should work just fine. So then I'm going to clone this as a pattern, clone as pattern. Let me drop this here. Put this like so. Then symmetry, clone with symmetry showing. Alright, so where are those guys? They're all the way here. So select both of them and kind of move them in place. Backward. I need to even give them a different material. I'll give them a different material. Okay, so let me give them this white material just to separate them out. So now let's do the segments. I think the segments so should be just fine for this. So we have this piece to this piece. this piece to this piece, this to this, then this other half to this. Then let's check this from our 3D view to be sure if everything is working correctly. Which they are, then we'll run the simulation. Okay. This pocket feels like should be on top though. A bit higher. A bit higher, a bit higher. So let me just raise this a bit higher. Run the simulation again. Like it's crawling up, crawling to the top. Let me push this closer. Run the simulation again. Don't know if this is too close though. Looks fine to me. This material, let me see this material is actually in here. I think the polyester should be fine for this. But let's try the demi raw. Let's see if that one is more relaxed. Not really. But this should work just fine though. Let's see. Let me try the polyester. Let me try the polyester for this. Make sure I do a quick save so I don't lose anything. Now try the polyester. Doesn't seem to do much though. Just keeps floating. Let's see a way to fix this floating. Let me put this on 1. Let's see what that does. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Probably take the poly. Let's give this. Let's give everything. Select everything and make sure it was in particle distance of 15. So we have more. So we have more polygons to simulate with. Probably that should give us slightly more better results. And run the simulation again. Okay. This guy is sticking in again. I hope not. I think I need to stretch this out even more. So I'm done with most of the design or the pattern already. So I'm just making minor adjustments to some of this. Just kind of freaking me out. Input is around 5-ish. Run the simulation again. Okay. This one is still sticking in. Pretty annoying. It Just trying to get this to feel more relaxed. Maybe if I let it run through, probably if I let it run through, you should feel more relaxed. Sticky. Sticking anyhow. Okay, this looks fine. I think I can live with this. And just let this settle in a bit more. So this is fine. If you want to make some more adjustment to this, you can always do that, but I think this should be fine for what I need it for. So I'll see you guys in the next lesson.